The victory of the light grows. Everywhere on your world, the emergence of the new financial system and never-ending waves of prosperity continues. Together with these marvelous changes is the prospect of a peace that almost didn't happen. In its closing moments, the dark tried, but was unable to instigate a global war. Fortunately, our liaisons and their earthly counterparts prevented this from happening. This surface world has also moved swiftly forward in the direction of first contact. You are entering an era when the requirement for money is to quickly disappear. This process is to be aided by the use of technologies, both yours and ours, that are to introduce the universal processor. This wondrous device is to render obsolete the need for farming, manufacturing, and the use of Gaia's natural resources. Hence, your global societies are to be freed of the need to devote so much of their populations to these arduous and dangerous tasks. Gaia can expect to see much of her land return to their original environments. This process will allow for the expansion of grasslands, swampy areas, and forests. Therefore, more and more of your environments are to be reworked to add a number of habitats. These changes are to improve the quality of your air, allowing the oceans to again sustain a teeming fish population. The water in lakes and rivers is to become cleaner as well. You are to learn to use your personal processors to prepare meals and replace furniture as you wish. This vast array of changes allows your ascended masters to teach you about your past and prepare you for our arrival. Our mentors intend to take this new knowledge to expand the way you look at yourselves, both individually and collectively. Your global societies need to fully evaluate the way they operate. Your great diversity is an opportunity to readjust how humanity can best get along with itself. You are then to be in transition to a world that can comprehend what these changes can accomplish. This will enable you to see Gaia as a split realm and allow you to introduce the Agarthans to this outer realm. This alone is a giant step in the right direction. It means that the nonsense begun by the Atlanteans and sustained by the Anunnaki can at last be put to rest. All of this is part of a process that started to happen to humanity in the mid-1960s. Suddenly, the young began to understand what the decrees of heaven were all about. A sense of a new conscious birth became evident to many of them. In America, this wake-up call became known as the Summer of Love. This awakening was short-circuited by the sudden introduction of psychedelic drugs by many gurus of this movement. These university-oriented gurus successfully misdirected the consciousness movement and gave rise to the horrific era of drug addiction. Their actions quickly waylaid the consciousness process. It was only the dark actions of the Ankarans that allowed us to intervene and help this growth in consciousness to slowly resume. It was our intervention that helped to deflect the next part of the Dark's master scheme, the false ET invasions. This was to be the means by which a prolonged series of massive military actions would complete the permanent enslavement of surface humanity. The sudden onslaught of these false flag actions led heaven to ask us to begin a mass intervention against the Dark's intentions. In 1990, we sent a large S&E fleet to oversee the consciousness shifts just begun by heaven. As you may recall, the next 2.5 decades included events that we have described in numerous past reports. A short learning curve then ensued. We eventually organized part of a light team that, through great dedication to its divine service, was able to end the Dark's grand plan for your permanent enslavement. This process led to the Dark's last-ditch schemes, the American election of 2016, and the nearly successful 2016 attempt to hatch a nuclear war scare. This was, of course, curtailed by declarations of the Nesara Republic. This new entity can temper the elections and cool down any potential nuclear war. You stand now on the edge of disclosure at a time of great peace and the dawn of an immense prosperity. The old reality is waning and a new one is being set firmly in place. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Namaste! We are your ascended masters. Your world's reality is transforming. Our initial task here is to bless all who are making possible the birth of an age of freedom, peace, and prosperity. Those who for so long controlled this surface realm are now being isolated from you. The long, dark night of your souls is almost over. Ahead lies a time for achieving your dreams and for a long list of banned technologies to see the bright light of day. All this is being carried out in a state of divine grace and with a true measure of divine mercy. We sincerely thank all who are implementing their sacred visions to aid in making this possible. Be blessed and know in your heart of hearts that a magnificent reality of joy and celebration is about to be yours. You are shortly to meet us and learn much about your origins and of a long-forgotten history. At this time, take a moment to thank Heaven and her grand instruments of this world and others. You are now approaching a time of freedom. Let this endless prosperity now begin. We are preparing to meet those who we, your ascended masters, have known for millennia. These are your former Lemurian cousins from the inner earth land of Agartha. With us, they have offered humanity a refuge from the Dark Ones and provided a place where holy grace and mercy was able to be applied. We are thankful as well that all of us are to be given a home alive with ancient rituals that have provided our hearts true joy and love. Here, we prepared for our missions to aid you, and here we found those who, when necessary, came along to assist us. We bless this coming new era for humanity, and know that soon all are to be united in the return of this outer realm to full consciousness. Then, as galactic humans, you are to see the union of inner and outer earth. At that time, Heaven is to give all of us our new divine marching orders. Contemplate and enjoy what you accomplished in Heaven's good name. You stood firm in your visions and gave all the energy required to positively alter this realm. Your good works are being rewarded. You are being freed of your ages-long debt slavery and can bask in the eternal light of freedom. You are to have the wherewithal to be healthy and well again. You are to also have the ability to start your rejuvenation process. Moreover, you shall have the means to prosper and this extraordinary resource to achieve your dreams. For all of this, we bless you and wish only the best for you. Long ago, we were created by Heaven to lessen the bleak and sinister blows dealt you daily by the Dark's minions. Now, this mission is transitioning to a new one. We are to supervise your process of returning again to being galactic humans. This time is surely to be brimming with joy and a way for us to easily communicate with each one of you. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. Much is now happening around this globe. The various funds required to cash out all programs are being counted and to be distributed where they are needed. This set of operations is earmarked to lead eventually to the formal announcement of Nesara and then Gesara. This means that America is moving closer to the formal announcement of its new Nesara Republic. This new reality is ultimately to permit a new global banking system to manifest. All nations who have ratified the Paris Agreements are then to begin to carry out a concerted series of interlocking operations to reverse the massive pollution of the past 2 centuries. These events are also to begin a series of large humanitarian projects that are to bring water to the deserts and modern sanitation to all nations. Moreover, each nation is to implement electrical grids that can bring the internet to all. This is just the start of a series of developments that are to upgrade global education and let the world's people know what is being done to alter the way the old world operated. This new reality is to feature peace, prosperity, freedom, and global cooperation. This is to be a new and glorious time for surface humanity. This profusion of prosperity is only the start of what lies ahead for you. Long ago, when this time was ordered up by Heaven, it was commanded that the period before the ascension was to start to reconnect surface humanity with its galactic brethren. This was also to be a time when the people of Agartha met you. This joining together is to reacquaint you with how broadly your brethren had spread across this gigantic galaxy. From the moment you were forced into limited consciousness, you forgot that you were not alone. You did not even know that a vast federation of humans was there to aid you. This initial process is simply to show you how widely humans traveled. You therefore need to set aside your fears and quickly turn away from your rising xenophobia. In this light, we were told to allow time for you to readjust your conception of this galactic reality. You live in an expansive plane of existence that includes many different types of quite sentient beings, even versions of the various species seen frequently on your world. These magnificent beings are to meet you only after you have made the transition back to galactic humans. In that new state, your initial apprehension will have already transformed to awe. We understand this one fact very well and have kept the current use of galactic non-humans to a minimum. To you, the most familiar of these are, of course, the Arcturians. Their healing wonders are well known to us, and they represent a species for which you have always had good feelings. Our duty is to present this next stage of your transition in the best light possible. Hence, Our medical teams are composed only of Arcturian and human components. We realize, too, that we need to work closely with those who are in the act of processing your abundance and forming new governance. You are to see and be a part of many extraordinary events. These events are to introduce you to new technology and pave the way for our initial set of announcements to you. Especially important to us is, of course, our arrival. The Ascended Masters are to prepare the way by giving you a number of vital history lessons. These lessons are to fill in the large gaps that your current approach to history fails to impart. It is easy to manipulate what you don't know. We are anxious to see that you deeply learn what these gaps are and how they unknowingly have affected you. We come to welcome you home and to propose ways for you to build your new star nation. It is vital that you do this as a conscious collective. It is important for you to merge freely with the Agarthans and know in detail how you are to establish your new homes on Venus, Mars, and the newly reconstituted Transmartian realm. Star Nation construction requires an organic approach. You also require a knowledge of how to successfully navigate the Great Galactic Federation of Light Congress in the Vega system. These things are to be old hat to you shortly. You are also to learn numerous things from your mentors and, in the process, more about yourselves. Take this time to begin to realize what lies ahead as an astonishing cosmic adventure in consciousness. Hoorah! 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 Blessings! We are your Ascended Masters. Around your sacred orb, a most divine set of actions is beginning to take shape. These sacred events are heaven's formal launch for the push to bring in the prosperity programs, Nesara and the New Republic. These events are to cancel the present actions currently underway since the conclusion of the American election last November 8th. We in heaven and on earth deeply wish to bring you what we have long promised. It is the duty of heaven to bring forth a new sacred reality that frees you from the yoke to which you were shackled nearly 13 millennia ago. At present, as noted in previous messages, we sincerely appreciate your collective visions and positive actions. We bless you and are determined to put forth a new prime prototype upon this magnificent blue-green orb. Special events are therefore moving ahead that are destined to bring you this glorious success. We Masters have decreed to our sacred associates that this world of want and power be transformed. This land is set upon the sacred territory of Gaia, our sacred mother. Many hold the notion that a continuance of the present is right. This is mere folly. Humanity has a most glorious past that is to lead to the swift transfiguration of this reality. It is this command of heaven from which we draw joy and sustenance. This unholy realm is destined to be quickly consigned to the dustbin of history. The new prosperity is meant only to enkindle a quiet revolution of the heart. That, in turn, is to restore the original U.S. Constitution and give you new governance. This instrument is to spark a godly thought process that is to speed around this globe and inspire new, prosperous, and free realities. It is these that are to welcome your brethren and liberate you to again taste the joys of full consciousness. Enveloped in this ever-resounding joy, we address you. Be brave and expect nothing less than heaven's generous bounty. In this time, we have been able to create many miracles. The greatest lie just ahead. We acknowledge that those who seek to restore darkness want to entrap your magnificent souls in obscurity. This is not to be the case. A majestic glory has descended upon this plane, and it is not to rest until a truly divine victory is yours. Use this time to feel your soaring inner strength. A mighty stream of heavenly energy is to sweep away all that is beyond the parameters of this new holy future for humanity. Manifested in joy, it is to be an exalted and divine reality, filled with joy, freedom, and endless prosperity. Observe mindfully as this peaceful, sacred revolution rolls in. Today we continue to report on what is unfolding around this globe. Events are occurring that promise a great change in the way the nations of your world operate. Yours is a world that is on the verge of contact. Prepare yourselves to witness the most extraordinary events. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it.